Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sylvia D'Silva. In today's video, I'm going to talk about the basic essentials you need to get started with watercolor painting. So the first thing is watercolors. So if you're just a beginner, I would suggest going with something that's available locally. And in India, I would recommend buying Faber-Castell or Camel Artists watercolors. So if you're serious about doing this professionally, I would recommend going for artists watercolors. So let me show you the ones that I have. So the first one is Camel Artists watercolors. This is a set of 18. I will have a link in the description below where you can buy it on Amazon, and it's a non-affiliated link. And the second one I have is Faber-Castell. This is again 18 shades artists watercolors. These two are really good. I have tried them. These are tubes, by the way. You also get Camel Artists watercolor cakes, which are also great if you're a beginner. And I would recommend going for the tubes and setting it up in a watercolor palette. I have videos on this before, how to set up a watercolor palette. I'll have the link in the description. You can go ahead and check that out. And also you could, if you want to get into something more advanced, you could also try Winsor Newton Cotman watercolors. They are a little expensive. Winsor Newton, of course, is a little more expensive than what you will get locally in India. So those are something I would recommend. Go for Cotman, and if you feel you need to get more professional, you can go for Winsor Newton professional watercolors. But these will do the trick, the first two that I mentioned. Yeah, that is it with which watercolors to use. So that's what I recommend. Next thing, when it comes to papers, I would suggest going small first and then choosing a bigger size. So it's different, when you are painting in watercolors, you will see the difference when you're working on a smaller piece or a larger piece. So I would recommend going for something like this. This is an A5. There are various brands available in India. I have a complete video on how to choose your watercolor paper, so you can go ahead and check that out. It is perfect. It tells you everything that you need to know while buying watercolor papers. What kind, what the thickness needs to be, how much cotton and all that. So just go ahead and watch that video and you'll know everything you need to know about buying watercolor papers in India. And even for my non-Indian viewers, you can refer to that guide and know exactly what you will have to buy. And this is another one I recently purchased, Strathmore. All of these Strathmore watercolor papers are great. There is Arch, there is Fabriano Artistico, and just I recommend start with something smaller, a smaller size, and you can go ahead and buy bigger paper after that. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Next thing is paint brushes. So what kind of paint brushes you need to buy for watercolors? Now this is very important. It's the most common mistake I made when I started painting in watercolors. I thought you could just use any brush to paint watercolors, but it's not true. You can get started with it if you're doing abstracts and if you're not looking for something, if you're not planning to do fine art, and you're just trying to have fun, then you can just buy any Taklon round brushes and they work perfectly well. So I bought a set of 12 round brushes, and this is what I've been using for a very long time to paint watercolors. And after that, I also bought this brush water pen. It's called a water brush pen, I think. It has this little barrel wherein you can fill in water. It opens up this way and you just press it and water pops out from here. Okay, this is very helpful when you're traveling and if you're in a place where you don't have too many containers of water to wash your brushes and so on. So this works very well, and it comes with its water barrel, so it's great. You get different kinds in these, chisel, flat, round, and so on, and you can just try those out. But if you are doing this professionally, I would recommend going for natural hair brushes. So squirrel hair, sable hair, and you get various brushes like these. My favorite is Neptune, Princeton Neptune, and this is a quill and it's a size 6, and it works very well. It's got these very soft bristles, if you can see, right? So this is partly squirrel hair and partly synthetic squirrel or something like that. I'm not very sure, but it is brilliant. It holds a lot of water, and the thing about this as compared to Taklon brushes is it doesn't release a lot of water directly on your first stroke. So it holds that water and it's very good to control. So this is quite expensive. I think I paid around 2,800 rupees for this one brush, but it is totally worth it, totally brilliant, and you can do one entire painting with just this. So if you are looking for something great, then you can go for something like this. You can also look for other sable hair or squirrel hair brushes. Don't go for hog hair. I don't really like hog hair with watercolor. I don't think it works very well, but you need something really soft. So sable or squirrel hair does really great. Well, now you have the paint brushes, you have the paints, and you have the paper. So all you need is a jar with water where you can wash your brushes. I recommend using 2 jars, so you can wash your brush in one and then slowly dip it into the other one, so you don't have to keep changing your water frequently. So use 2 jars of water, wash it in one, and after that wash it in the other one. You'll see that the other jar is quite clear as compared to the first one. So that's it. Happy painting, enjoy, and let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching.